Welcome shooters and collectors to another edition of Side by Side. Today we're going to be looking at the JSL Spitfire Mark II 9mm. And this is a lesser known CZ clone that was manufactured in England for a very short time. And you don't come across these very often, but I will say, and I'll just go ahead and say it right now, if you are a CZ collector and you really like the CZ format and everything, definitely be on the lookout for one of these. They do come up occasionally, and they're wonderful guns. They're extremely well built, and I'll go into that in a little bit. And I just really like everything about this pistol. There was a few different versions made. This is the compact. They also have a full-size one that came out more to like the traditional size of the regular CZ75. Then there's one that had a comp on it as well. I'm sorry I don't have either of those to show you. It's a little bit interesting that this is a compact version, but it does have target sights on it, which is, I don't know exactly why you'd have target sights on a compact pistol, but it does. It came that way. It also has an over travel screw, which is kind of funny as well. I thought that was unusual. You don't typically see a over travel screw on a compact pistol. I'll go ahead and now show you. I have a snap cap in here, so I'll show you the trigger pull, and I'll start with double action. So here we have double action, and then here we have single action. And this trigger is a little bit different. You hit the wall about right there, but then you keep going, and then actually about right there is, and then it drops. So it feels a little bit different than a traditional CZ pistol. I wouldn't rate the trigger as high in this one as a typical pre-B or even a B. And it's, I would say, definitely not as good as a older Swiss Sphinx. But other than that, I don't know if it could be improved or cleaned up on the inside. I didn't bother to take a look at that or anything. But it is it seems to work fine. And of course, you know, it is just a defensive weapon, so you're not looking for like a target match grade trigger in this kind of pistol to begin with. So flip it over to show you the other side. It does have an ambidextrous safety, which is a little bit unlike the 75 or the 75B CZs. I will show you this. Here's a regular 75 mag. It goes in just fine, no problem, and it functions. Holds the slide back, no issues there whatsoever. So if you do come across one of these, you can probably get a compact. I think what they did with this magazine is it is a full size, just like that, and then they put this little rubber thing around it. You can see that it just slipped down over it, and it does help with the grip, makes it a little bit more comfortable. So in my hand like that, feels good. And I'll go ahead and show you, the barrel is about 3.5 inches long compared to a 75, a CZ75, which is I believe 4.75. So it's about 3/4 of an inch shorter. And on the outside, it pretty much looks like a 75 clone. You know, the safeties are a little bit different, but everything else seems to be about the same. There are a few subtle differences, like the safety on a 75 is a little bit beveled here, and that's about the only difference is some things are beveled. A few other things though, like the front right here, these edges are extremely sharp. They did not round off anything whatsoever. I mean, you probably cut yourself on that if you're not careful. I'll go ahead and take it apart now and show you the insides of it, and then I'll show you the insides of a 75 as well, just to compare it side by side. So this is a pre-B. In fact, it's just the regular 75 short rail is what people like to call it. Fantastic pistol. Of course, you know, with the shorter rail, the shorter dust cover down here, they could be prone to crack, so if you're ever looking for one, make sure there's nothing there, or you know, it's not bent or anything like that. And so on the insides, it is really pretty much the same. The only differences that I could notice right off the bat is on the cage right here, there's a little cut. It's kind of difficult to see, and this doesn't have it. But other than that, everything else seems to be pretty similar. Now, I don't know if the parts are interchangeable. I'm not going to say one way or another with that, but they do seem very similar. The surprising thing about this pistol that I've noticed is the care that and quality of the build of it. When you look at it, you don't see like any machining marks like in here. You can sort of see the machining marks in right there, but on this pistol you really don't see any of that. They did an excellent job of doing all the machining and whatnot. So it seems like they really took a lot of care in building each of these pistols and manufacturing them. So I really like that. You can see in the front right here the thickness of the dust cover compared to the short rail, which they had to make thicker in about 1980 or so because it was too thin and it would give some it was prone to cracking. The slides are also very similar. I really don't see any differences there too much. I'll go ahead and put them down. This groove's cut a little bit differently here than here, but the one thing I did notice is the barrels, and perhaps because it's compact, I don't know, but the barrel, this one has 2 lugs on it and this one only has 1 locking lug. Other than that, it seems like everything else is pretty much the same. And then I was playing around with the gun, and I believe on this one the slide, yeah, the slide definitely goes on. I had the barrel on earlier and I was playing with it, so it all seemed to work okay. I don't know if I would ever fire it unless my life really depended upon it and I didn't have anything else, but it seemed to be okay. This slide on the short rail was too tight. So anyway, like I said, if you ever find one of these, take a really good look at it. They're great. It would be a great addition to any collection. And thanks for watching my video. Also, I will say, if you just Google John Sloughage, S-L-O-U-G-H of London, you'll get his webpage and you can take a look at it. But unfortunately, he just doesn't have hardly any information about these pistols on it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Have a good day.